marketing designs for the particular client.
So what's, I don't know, what would you say kind of the vision of the paper is? Like, where are you looking to go from here?
Good question.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think in the 21st century, businesses have to start realizing that they're not solely out to make profit, and that you have to look at your clients as your constituents. You know, so this is the Harlem Times. It's not just my paper, but it's Harlem's paper. In the next week or so, we'll be advertising that we're going to have stocks for sale. We're going to sell them $1 per share. You know, and what we're going to do with that, we hope to do by that, is we hope to gain a more cohesive. More cohesive community involvement.
So they'll actually be owners of the paper.
They'll actually be owners of the paper.
So you expect to get a little bit more participation for that.
A lot more participation for that. And we also expect to go, right now we're looking into going into different states.
Okay, I think you've given us to use your word education ourselves, and I think the community will like this.
Thank you
and
very
we
much.
thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. It was a great time.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Good. That's good. That's a good story. That's a good story. We are joined here by Ms. Yvonne Stafford, Chairman and Manager of the Cooperative Business Association in Harlem. We are going to talk to her about her business and what it does for the community. Welcome, Ms. Stafford.
Thank you.
Will you tell us what the purpose of your organization is?
The Cooperative Business Association is a co-op, and as a co-op, the purpose of a co-op is to serve the members in the organization in those ways in which the members determine they need service, in terms of mutual help, mutual support, marketing, education, if they decide to buy property together, to do trading together. There's a tenet in it in which we pledge to shop with each other. It has to do with consumer education, and it grew out of, and which is more important than what it is what the purpose is. It has to do with empowering the entrepreneurs in our community, and as such, entrepreneurs form the backbone of the community, and entrepreneurs build the culture and preserve the culture of the community, and entrepreneurs create jobs. You know, as you know, Harlem is going through a real quantitative change, and in my experience as an observer, I might say as an observer of small business for the past 10 years, I've been a commercial real estate broker, and I have placed at least 100 businesses and stores, and I've talked to several hundreds of small business people during that time about their problems, about their concerns, about their successes, about their failures. And what I have seen is right now the small business person in Harlem, and in particular the African American small business person, is really in a crisis. The businesses are closing faster than they're opening up. At one time, believe it or not, by count, there were at least 200 small businesses on 125th Street. Now, 100 of them were vendors. So we know what happened to the vendors.
Street vendors. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so we know what happened to the vendors. 50 of them were in the 125 Mart. Now, which is gone. Now there are 32 on 125th Street, which is our main business corridor in the community. Now, whether they were supposed to be there, not supposed to be there, they were people earning money, doing business, supporting their families. So that whole segment is gone. And even more recently, other businesses that are not on 125th Street, like, for example, there's a store called Mashoud, who had a business in Brooklyn, opened up a branch on 8th Avenue between 135th and 136th. Didn't last a year. And there's several. I could go on. Mixed
Okay.
use.
Let me ask this then. How would your organization change any of this? What would your organization do? What does it do to change any of those things you're talking about?
So what the cooperative business association, the cooperative idea says at base that our collective genius is much stronger than our individual genius.
Correct.
So if we take all this genius that we have and start putting it together, start networking together, start networking the educated, the more educated entrepreneurs with the entrepreneurs, what I call the street entrepreneurs, and network them together, that something wonderful can happen. And what can happen is we can maintain our cultural base in this community, which in fact is eroding. And we don't have to necessarily be on the main business corridor, because the fact of the matter is the rents are escalating, and they're going to continue to escalate, and since we don't own the properties, we don't have any say about it. Those people who own their business, who own their property, they're in good, they don't have to worry about escalating rents, they just have to worry about escalating prices and taxes. But and that if we do things cooperatively, we could have a stronger business base. For example, say we have a number of restaurants in the cooperative. If those restaurants decide that they can now, there are enough of them, they can now collectively buy their products, they could go and buy their products from the southern farmers. And the southern,
it would be cheaper.
And it would be cheaper, and it would also be supporting the southern farmers. So you start to build up networks of where you can trade and what you can do.
So is there a forum where all of these business people come together, or do you have meetings, or how do the individual business people find each other?
What happened is, in November, I, at my own expense, printed up 5,000 flyers, and I got a mailing out. The Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce and the Harlem Business Alliance were good enough to give us a mailing, and I had what I called an open conversation, and about 40 businesses came in, and we discussed this matter, and we decided on forming this co-op. Mm-hmm. And community empowerment is a community job. The Harlem YMCA was kind enough to donate space for this group to meet every month, and hopefully we'll grow and grow and grow.
So, Yvonne, tell me, if I'm a small business and I want to come to the cooperative, what are the kinds of things that I can learn there, and what kind of issues can I expect to solve there? Let's say if I have a marketing problem, or if I need to know more about accounting or whatever. Can you tell me, like, what kinds of things I might expect to learn or to get out of joining the cooperative?
Okay, what you would expect in a cooperative situation is to tell us what you need, or to tell the group what you need, and the group will decide what they believe is important, everything is important if that's what you need. We also have another aspect to the group, by the way, that I'd like to mention, is I've organized a group of successful business professionals to be advisors into an entrepreneurial development group, and that group would meet with qualified businesses in terms of talking to them about their specific problems and their specific issues.
So do I then do I, as the business owner, get kind of a buddy or a coach or something like that?
Well, that would be...
Or is there a whole group that's analyzing my business problem?
That would be something that the cooperative would have to decide, because the cooperative is owned by the people who are in it, and they're the ones that decide. It's not something that's decided and put on to them. But our meetings do have a particular format. The next meeting is Thursday, January 22nd, and we have the meeting agenda on the flyer. And one of the things we do is we encourage people to network together. So at the beginning of every meeting, there's a report on who you gave leads to, who you gave business to, who referred business to you. And then you have an opportunity to introduce your business to the entire group. And then there's a speaker of interest. And we're actually keeping track of consciously doing business first with each other. And then in terms of educating the consumer to shop with us and for us to shop with each other. But I want to just tell the difference between a cooperative legal framework and another legal framework. In a cooperative legal framework, even though it's not for profit, any monies that the co-op does make as a unit goes back to the owners of the co-op.
Let me ask you one more question so we can get in the time we have.
Okay.
How does one become a member of your organization, become a part of the cooperative?
Well, you could come to the meeting on the third Thursday of every month at the Harlem YMCA, which is at 180 West 135th Street, or you could email tcbharlem, tcbharlem @yahoo.com, or you could call 212-410-0260.
Okay. We're happy to hear what you've said, and we thank you very much. And thank you very much for being here.